money did the investigation cost? I don't mean to sound like a Trump supporter. How much did how much did taxpayers pay him? And I'm sorry, does he really think that it is every American's way they want to spend their day reading the Mueller report? Some people are not going to read that government document. I want to know why Robert Mueller thinks he's above coming to Capitol Hill and testifying for Americans. It's outrageous. I want to know.
Yeah, that was Morning Joe Scarborough yesterday, expressing extreme anger and frustration at Bob Mueller because he came to no real conclusions, and also his report was incredibly vague. So keep on watching, because Morning Joe just keeps getting angrier and angrier and angrier at his former hero, Bob Mueller.
I want to know something else, Jim. Why don't you subpoena him? This is absolutely ridiculous.
He passed it to you.
He documented 10 examples of the President of the United States obstructing justice. He documented illegal, or at least very improper, contacts between people associated with Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. And you guys can't get him on Capitol Hill to talk, and he's too high and mighty to get on Capitol Hill and talk? Hey, I've got a picture of this guy in my house.
Yes, you do.
But this is absurd that he somehow thinks he's above testifying. And by the way, since you asked, if all he's going to do is read the Mueller report, then you know what I would do? I would say, do me a favor, you've listed 10 examples of how Donald Trump obstructed justice. Number 7 is pretty incredible. Could you read that for me, please? And if he goes, would you like me to read that for you? You go, yes. Yes. Millions and millions.
Would you like me to read that for you? Hey, great Bob Mueller impression. In fact, Joe, I think you should replace Bob De Niro as Bob Mueller on the Saturday Night Live.
Millions and millions of dollars were paid for your report. Not everybody, Bob, is going to read it. So you read it for them. Like, this is seriously? I'll tell you what, as you can tell, this is outrageous that this guy has not been dragged to Capitol Hill to talk. That's all.
This is outrageous! Oh, wait, let me do it again, just so you know, for emphasis. This is outrageous!
9/11, I've got nothing but respect from him. But this coy routine is a bit much for me, Claire.
I agree.
A bit much.
But here's the thing, And
by the way, can I just say, too, underlying this, the guy should have done his job.
Downright.
And the guy should have reached conclusions in the report.
I agree.
No conclusions? That's a stunning admission by Morning Joe. And by the way, he's not alone. Other liberals are equally as angry at Bob Mueller for not coming to the conclusion they wanted, namely that Donald Trump was guilty of something, anything. But no, there was no Trump-Russia collusion, as stated in the report, and he didn't come to any conclusion as to obstruction of justice for a crime that did not happen. Oh, and by the way, again, a note, firing Comey is perfectly legal, and thinking about firing Mueller, that thought crime is also perfectly legal. And by the way, even if he fired Mueller, again, it's perfectly legal. But this is absolutely hilarious to watch Morning Joe, and as well as the other Muellers, erupting in fury at Bob Mueller for not giving them any grounds for impeachment whatsoever.